So we've called the wine Candover Brook because Candover Brook is the chalk stream that runs down our valley. Given that chalk is so important to the soil on which our vines grow, and given that chalk streams are an almost uniquely English habitat, we thought it was a perfect name. And the crayfish that you find on our bottle is the English white-clawed crayfish, which is very rare. And Candover Brook is one of its last key habitats. So the brook is an incredibly important stream for its survival. And to that end, the way in which we behave on the farm and in the vineyard and how we treat our soils and reduce runoff into the brook is incredibly important because it is the habitat of our emblem.
The white-clawed crayfish is the only species of crayfish native to England. It's a really important species because it's an indicator of a good quality river or stream. It's very important in the food chain. However, since the 1970s and 80s, with the introduction of the signal crayfish from North America, we've seen a dramatic decline in our white-clawed crayfish populations. White-clawed crayfish are really susceptible to water quality, so they need a really clean river. And one of the main risks to rivers is the associated land use. So it's really important that the adjacent landholders are being very careful in anything they're using in terms of their growing practices.
We are very careful with our inputs, so we try to not use any compound fertilizers. Everything like for nutrition and vine life, we try to get as natural source as possible, although it's a world where perfection is impossible actually.
The Trust is leading the conservation of white-clawed crayfish in Hampshire. In order to know how the crayfish population is doing, we like to monitor them on an annual basis. Obviously what we were looking to find is hopefully a stable, if not increasing, population. So it's fantastic to find a crayfish of this size within our river. It proves that it's a good habitat for our white-clawed crayfish, allowing crayfish to lead a long and healthy life. And a female of this size is probably, 7 to 8 years of age. And the larger females will have a wider abdomen, so an area for them to hold their eggs. So crayfish will hold their eggs underneath their body, and in white-clawed crayfish that will be for 8 to 9 months. So really exciting to find a female of this size within the system, but actually what we want to be finding is a whole range of sizes, because that's really what demonstrates that we have a healthy, viable population within the river. So we get particularly excited when we find the really small juvenile white-clawed crayfish, and these can be the size of maybe just my thumbnail here. And that proves that there's been successful breeding and that our crayfish are successfully providing the next generation to continue for this river to support a healthy population. So it's a natural partnership to work with Candover Brook Wines, who are keen to protect white-clawed crayfish, given that their vineyards are on the Candover Valley, overlooking the habitat that will be supporting those white-clawed crayfish. And they support us in another way. They provide some funding for us to deliver that work, but also they have such a fantastic network of other people interested in the conservation of white-clawed crayfish. So by working with them, we're meeting other people that can support our work, giving us an opportunity to talk to people, to talk about crayfish, to talk about how people can protect crayfish is so crucial for us to be successful in delivery of our work.
And it gives us motivation to really double down on the way we are in our vineyard and the way we farm, because everything we do on the farm and the vineyard has a direct effect on the habitats, and especially the chalk streams. And so it's incumbent on us to be sensitive to that and be responsible.